will probably know that he will try to get some leads for that Riven. But one team, they're so confident with this Olaf pick, and they want to further buff it up alongside with Lulu that can give him so much of a safety with that Wild Growth ultimate. And that could easily diffuse any situation or enable this Olaf to just run straight at any one of these SVP members.
Wow, they double down on Olaf as well, picking Galio here with the ultimate. Like, if Olaf get a lead, it's pretty much over, for sure. Wow, they're bringing out Seraphine.
Like you said, Mika, great predictions.
Yeah, but Seraphine is really bad against Olaf. He doesn't care about your ult. He doesn't care about your E. He just runs straight to you.
That's a very fair point. And now what are they going to do with this Akali? Because there's so many of layers that she will need to find cross to pull off a perfect execution. So I'm wondering if it's going to be a winning lane for the Baron lane in particular for SVP. But when it comes down to burst potential, SVP does have a little bit of that. But One Team Esports, they could choose to just really extend the fight long enough. And if they were to play a slower tempo, you could get this Saya that could easily skill into the game.
Wow, I really like One Team drafting here. Like, they're drafting, like, double down on Olaf. That, like, it's so easy for him to play with the Lulu buff and the Galio. And they draft an independent ADC here. So, there's no need for Galio and Lulu to look after Saya because of the ultimate, right?
It's a power draft for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm actually wondering what SVP can possibly do to counter it.
Yeah, but from the side of SVP, they draft a heavily aggressive bot lane, so to speak, with the Varus and Seraphine. Could is if I put it into percentage, it's about like 60 to 40, like from the side of SVP, 60 to the Varus Seraphine, because of the low range from Lulu and Saya. So we need to see how well they poke this lane out.
Yeah, I want to watch that bottom lane as well, and how well they manage that sort of pressure, and whether if that Olaf's going to come in with some early pressure to take them down.
All right, well, let's get into it. One Team versus SVP. Casters, over to you guys.
Yes, it's myself, Skimmy, and I'm joined by Riku once again for our third matchup of the night as One Team get a chance to now showcase their talents again, as we also welcome and introduce SVP. They've thrown the curveball. They've said Seraphine is the way we want to play, but it is going to have a few conditions to try and pop off with. I think they raised a really good point on the desk there that the Olaf could literally steamroll this entire bot lane.
Yeah, exactly, right? Usually when we see the Varus on the opposite side, some teams answer with a Jarvan 4 just for easy access towards the backline. But, you know, you can't ignore everything else in front of you by using an Olaf with that big Ragnarok just passing through everybody and head straight to the goal, which is, again, Papa being the most vulnerable target on the side of SVP.
Well, straight into mid lane they go. We do have a lane swap and a very early flash as well. As Pagor's been exhausted and they're just ignoring the turret. They don't care. Another flash to follow. They're looking to try and run this one down. It's Zaya. It's not going to get the kill, and they do find it. And the craziest early blood you might see to date at 30 seconds.
Yeah, you know that they were going to get the kill is that they expended so many flashes. Usually the story ends there. You let your enemy laner burn the flash, and usually you're happy about that. But SVP bot lane, or rather, One Team bot lane is able to get that kill over.
Very interesting lane assignments here. Looking to try and find areas of the map they want to accelerate and areas of the map they want to shut down. Big focus into the Kali, as the Darius there was shadowing. But it has been at the expense of Pagor that's fallen on down nice and early, and a Riven that wants to try and dictate the tempo. Be one step behind now.
Yeah, I really love the lane swap being initiated by One Team here. They know that the Seraphine versus Varus lane is going to be very oppressive, so they respect that. Did that lane swap just as Omo mentioned earlier. And now we get to see, Albut over here on this Lee Sin. He has been basically, I believe, sort of spamming that champion has been his default, basically, even during the Summer Super Cup, even during their local qualifiers. And it has been that big comfort pick. We'll see how he's able to impact the early game for sure, because look at Xianyo, as this Olaf has been invading the jungle of SVP as well.
Certainly not a bad champion to try and one trick if you need it, because it does pump out a fair bit of damage and offers a whole bunch of utility. So much so that it will get banned 9 times out of 10. Cross-map play so far as one team look to try and explode topside. Not going to be the case. Now, bot side we go. 3v2. Not sure if they're going to go for the kill. Just flirting with danger is a nice kick. Instant safeguard away. Real focus seems to be getting that first turret down.
Yeah, it's a good call because you diving a Darius and a Galio isn't exactly the best of ideas. Easy apprehend, easy as well on the taunt. So it's a good call from SVP. Just be a bit patient. If you want first blood tower, they're gonna get it.
Using their range advantage, they're going to find it. Turret falls on down, but not before one team can answer back by taking a top turret. So the bot lanes are instrumental in achieving this. And now it does beg the question, what does this mean for lane rotations? Because we're still so far away for those first objectives sporting. Still a whole minute until that becomes a fault. And it looks like, based on the positioning now, that Ninja is going towards the bot side to perhaps give us a sense of stability and normality.
Yeah, one team would desire to open up the bot lane just because of the first dragon of the game, Infernal Drake. They want that big damage bonus buff.
Nice.
Look at CU, yeah, canceling out the ports. Therefore, they might be open for a dive. Remember, Baya is on this Galio.
Fire is on his Galio, and as you say, he jumps in with a nice little taunt, buying time for Jian Yo to come on through, but not enough to get any pressure onto him. At least they've crashed the wave. They've now got themselves into that river first and foremost. And bear in mind that that bot lane from SVP still hasn't had a chance to reset, so they flirted with danger. Now going to go for the 4v2, and no one's coming to back up SVP just yet. All but needs a fair bit of time, but he's locked in place with the wall so far. The encore goes out, flashed away, looking to try and guarantee that they can get one kill. Ragnarok is oppressive, and it does so much, and Virus falls on down.
And just in time for the dragon to spawn. I believe one team still has to reset, though, as a lot of them were pretty much very low, so Albert can move towards securing this Rift Scuttler. That means they can still be able to contest. I mean, at least Baya is just basically zoning out Albert over here and taking that objective.
Yeah, not interested in that one whatsoever, and it looks like that. They're just going to get all the vision right now. This river from top to bottom belongs to one team. They know your next move. They know that you've been trying to force that reset, abuse that range advantage, but you've now fallen victim to that. And it is a scary proposition when you are giving early resources to Azai to accelerate into this game and just outpace and outdamage in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we already saw Ninja 7 and CU being able to get that 1v2 early kill. We get to see Ninja 7 early pick up on that Navoris. Able to, you know, as more crits, you get to have lesser cooldown on your ultimate. But we'll have to see, though, because Infernal Drake is now being spawned. So the ideal situation for SVP is Papa being able to get a chain of corruptions before the Olaf just drops in your face.
Oh, and just a cheeky kill there onto Kid off screen that we didn't manage to catch, but it basically says that you can't be greedy now to go for that dragon anymore, and that's the Ragnarok pop, and also the Wild Growth to protect and peel away. And, I mean, now it's a 4v5. The cooldowns, which are also important to allowing you to steamroll this very squishy and immobile bot lane, have been burnt. This dragon doesn't look as safe as it might have done before.
It's going to be very, very scary.
Oh no, Baya's just flashed forward in, looking for the taunt. The dragon's still low. Who's going to get it? It's been stolen away there by All But. Guaranteed it. Now can they disengage away? They're bleeding. 3 members running away. And Yahtzee might just be running to this side of the map to say, look, you have to chase me down. At least the rest of my team will survive. Or will they? One's recalled. And now they're trying to protect All But. But a beautiful Galila lance there from CU.
Yeah, nicely, again, Sierra has been canceling out these ports back to base.
Wow.
Albert can't relax at all.
Really looking to try and lock them in place here. Bring that wave in so they can go for the dive. But it's just taking a little bit too long for their liking. So they will be forced to back away and won't be able to capitalize on any more than just that single kill onto Yahtzee.
You're really nicely done by Yahtzee here. Was able to burst Kid down in time for the dragon, and I feel like that is exactly what SVP needs, as again they've been losing lane-wise. And again, the ideal situation for SVP, of course, you know, all but being able to secure most of the objectives and is able to get that invade down, get a few picks, get a few setups with the Dragon's Rage, and as well as Papa being able to be safe at the backline and is able to unleash the chain of corruptions before Xianyu is in your face.
Well, speaking of Papa, he is the one that hits the piercing arrow, doesn't find the target he's after. Lack of vision makes it very difficult for them to go for that play. Unable to really bully themselves into that river to contest that Herald. So it will be that all-important 1-for-1 trade, playing for the late game, but playing for the initial impact more so here for one team to get more turret plates, get more map control, which is really how this game all unfolded with that crazy 30-second lane flip.
Yeah, it all contributed to, Ninja 7 and CU is able to get a comfortable lane as well. Able to avoid the very oppressive dual lane. Oh, kid.
I like
With
it.
the proto belt apprehend, yeah, it wasn't able to reach, but yeah, Papa and David definitely have to be careful about that.
That's what they do. It's going to be a constant worry for them if they can juke out this Olaf. Well, they've still got a Darius to wrestle with as well. He's got the CC with the proto belt, makes up for the lack of mobility that he will have. Every time that flash is available, look to see what Kid can do with it.
Yeah, at least, the good news is that David is always going to be there babysitting Papa just to compensate how low mobile this Varus is. He compensated with the movement speed. I mean, there is, Nami being the usual pair for a Varus, but the Seraphine works well because you do have the shielding, the healing, and basically everything in the kit. And for one team, I suppose the ideal 5-1.
Okay, Yats, he's just going for the all-in. Oh no, he's going to take so many turret shots. Just gets away from the taunt, but it's not enough. He flashes the follow, and they do kill secure. Now, Olaf somehow has died in a 1v4. Everybody coming to back up Pagor here. He burnt double summoners, but he does do enough to guarantee that at least on the opposite side of the map, they do trade for 2-1.
I feel like one team really wanted to force that tower down and therefore was focused upon, and that is the end of the story. We see Shanyo's dead body in the middle of everything. Ninja 7 is able to pick up a Phantom Dancer. I mean, having to get that extra safety, I suppose. You already have that self-peel. You already have the Wild Growth. But ideally, CU wants to put the Wild Growth all the time on Shanyo to be able to maximize just being alive as you are in your Ragnarok. So, therefore, Ninja 7, yeah, you will definitely need that extra lifeline.
And it will have a few, as you said, with the Wild Growth, obviously the Feather Storm too, so plenty of get-out-of-jail-free cards for them to enable those kind of plays. But I'm actually quietly enjoying this build coming out here from David. He's gone for the Ludens, looking to pump out a fair bit of damage, give them that extra bit of AP to round out this comp and not be so AD-heavy, or at least reliant on the Akali to have a phenomenal game. It's really investing in the idea that, yeah, sure, I'm a squishy champion, but if I do manage to hit anything, you're going to remember it.
Exactly, and we haven't exactly seen the key on chorus just yet. Coming from David, it has been used to try and disengage. We might see a big sample here, though, as the next dragon has spawned. It's already being started by Ninja 7. The Omnivamp will definitely help up against Papa, who just has a ton of pokes, including David as well in the Seraphine.
Yep, classic play here. Summon a Herald, buy some time so that dragon is still engaged, and it's going to get far too low for a contest. Just melted. Gone. And like that now, they find themselves at a 5v5 in the mid lane. It's an ARAM, and a fight surely soon to break on out. SVP falls in the fight. A two-man charm locks him in place for the encore. Looking for kids, but the kick's not enough. The Wild Growth heal. So much HP in an instant. And the guillotine comes on down, and he screams to Lee Sin, my ultimate's better.
Yeah, we saw how Ninja 7 was able to definitely be safe. In the meantime, on the opposite side, Shanyo, the jungler of one team, is able to eliminate Papa as well. He just head straight for the AD carry. And we talked about this before. The chain of corruptions will be extremely important as we take a look at that again. Look at Shanyo. Movement speed, everything else. Righteous Glory, Demacia, just hitting straight to the face of Papa. Really nice encore, though. But again, if you're an Akali, you will be punished with a taunt if Baya keeps that taunt every single time a fight is about to occur. It's such a really good anti-engage tool, and usually assassins or melee champions in general are going to suffer.
So curious about their focus in these team fights. They pile it into one champion. We've seen what the Lulu can do to try and stem that bleeding.
Oh my
Ragnarok
word.
comes on out and he ignores anything that you throw his way. A flash forward, swings the X around, get those bleed stacks rolling. Hit that true damage with the triple apprehend. There's the killing spree, and it's a double kill in an instant. Chain of corruption, who cares about it? Because you're already dead and gone. Baya, with the biggest brain in the game, just jumps back and jumps straight back in. But falls on down. He gives somehow Papa a triple kill. It looked good, but not good anymore. And the feather recall could have been huge. But they've lost so many members for this play.
It's so interesting. One team wanted to be a bit greedy in that engage. I mean, Ragnarok wasn't available. You got Wild Growth not available too, and you know, the Baron might cost them.
Yeah, they're all in this one. They're going to pick up those teleport enchantments and guarantee that this dragon, or sorry, this Baron is theirs for the taking. One team going to answer back in similar fashion.
Ragnarok.
In they come. Encore goes
Wild
out.
Growth.
Locks in place. Two. They've stolen the Baron. They've taken it away. SVP, after making a phenomenal play in that team fight to take out 4, will lose that all-important purple worm. And now they have to realize this game is a lot harder.
It is. It is. It is a lot harder. I mean, one team, it was so risky. The fact that they lost that fight where SVP could have immediately taken that Baron for themselves. But no, Xianyo, Siu had the perfect formula to just press Ragnarok, dive in, hope for the best if you'll be able to steal that Baron, and this is the result.
And that's your textbook example of what Olaf is really bringing to the table in this drop in particular. All the CC in the world, all the numbers advantage to talk about. One ultimate nullifies it all. How's your trigger finger? How's your nerves? Because Xianyo's guaranteeing it. And just like that, the map explodes in control. It was almost brought to a stable middle ground. But that's the power of a Baron, up by 6k and now threatening some inhibs.
Exactly. It was so close for SVP. Was able to manage to take control over the map, and now look at them. They're now trying to defend over the siege.
It's a bit hard to siege here. Low range on the Xayah, then a bunch of melee, so not very easy for them to try and guarantee this one. You can see them flirting with danger, chip damage where they could find it, but very much reliant on these minion waves coming on through, empowering those cannons first and foremost. And looking to try and guarantee that they get that first all-important structure of the game. Yahtzee, it's the perfect execution. And that's all it will be. They've held on for the meantime.
Yeah, SVP is able to scare away one team, I suppose, and maximizing this Baron buff. I believe one team is just going to get that reset to get the third dragon of the game, which is, you know, Air Drake will help them immensely to be able to get the split, maybe possibly get invades here and there, and catch someone off guard from SVP's jungle. We'll see, though, because the ideal situation, again, is for Albat to get an amazing kick, because in the later stages of the game, since Albat wasn't able to snowball and assist the side of the rest of the lanes, he's now going to be a kick butt at this point of the game.
Yeah. Utility, which not a place you want to be as a Lee Sin. That you can accommodate that role if need be, but you want to be the one making the flashy plays, guaranteeing those sonic waves, and the second charge to guarantee the kill too. Slow, cool, calm, collected here. Methodical gameplay from one team that have allowed that Baron buff to expire, but have guaranteed themselves firm control of the map, getting themselves another Drake, and if need be, they've got that Elder win condition now.
Yeah, that's true. It will be the Elder and as well as potential second Baron again, which means one team, because they're in the lead, they can afford to try and bait it out. And I think it's still very critical to eliminate Albat right away and not focus on the Baron, just because we all know how it goes. Lee Sin, Sonic Wave in, a potential steal possibly. So I think one team will be definitely careful as 23 seconds on the clock. They're going to reset, find, and see if they can bait out SVP out of their jungle.
Big weight on Papa's shoulder now to try and deliver that all-important damage before the fight breaks out. But credit where credit is due to one team. They're not allowing the poke game to really be too strong here. The bot lane of SVP was built to do that from the laning phase into these team fights, but these bruisers, they're finding the angles, they're utilizing it beautifully, and they're running riot.
They're setting up a death brush now, yeah? And it's really difficult, just as you mentioned. Papa is going to be very vulnerable. I don't think David can do anything out of that Ragnarok, and we'll see. One team now baiting up the Baron, as all according to plan. Look at Xianyo just scaring off Albat, removing the blast cone, just to mitigate, or rather, just to reduce any potential jump in by the whole group.
I like this play, though, because they know that they have Kid in the bot lane, the only one with the teleport, still threatening that inhib and making sure that somebody from SVP has to answer back. Now, bear in mind that Paygod does not have that. He has his Zonias instead, so if a fight were to break out here, he can just flip the script, make it a 5v4, and guarantee that fight works in their favor. So I like this Baron dance that's taking place, splitting SVP's attention and forcing them to make a decision.
Yeah, if ever that does happen, it's gonna be Demacia.
Oh no, a dash away and a flash to follow. Yahtzee's out, but now that's a big component of what they need to guarantee a kill. SVP will be forced back for the meantime, or will they? Oh, the golden stopwatch is beautiful. Cancels out a complete ultimate, and the encore achieves absolutely nothing.
Okay, Zhonya's out at least, so the safety is gone for a couple of minutes. SVP, though, will be happy that they've basically forced one team to back away. Papa, at this point of the game, Chain of Corruptions will be on a relatively low cooldown. I can't say the same for the Encore, though, for David. So that means that is a little bit of timing that one team has to work with. I mean, so far, I really like the patience coming from the side of one team. And now it begs the question of what are SVP's options to get back into this game, because, you know, Allbot already pretty much has fallen off. Ozzy, though, can be... Ozzy and Pego will definitely be the critical players at this point of the game. They're able to set up flanks. They're able to set up big bursts already at this point of the game as well, especially towards Ninja 7. I think the biggest issue for SVP, or in general, Ozzy, to be able to burst someone down is CU. CU has the wild growth.
Yeah.
Wild growth is basically that counter, that soft counter against assassin burst, so it may be a problem, may be a wall for Yahtzee here.
And that is the concern, because as much as you want to try and take down a key target, all be aligned on that one focus, they are going to start to lack that damage. They do split things apart, and a lot of tools that one team can throw their way to say, you're not allowed to have the liberty to choose who you focus. I'm coming at you. You need to pump me instead.
Exactly, and I think the biggest question is how will SVP even bait out the wild growth and then re-engage again? Because map control-wise, are they forcing this, I wonder?
Looking for Allbot, not going to guarantee the kill. Righteous Glory goes out to try and get the slow. Danyo deciding that's not what we're after. Firm control of this game, and I mean, we can see it from the way they're playing. They're not over-forcing their hand. They know the position of power they find themselves in right now. But they're almost baiting out SVP to make the first move and capitalize on their mistake.
Yeah, at this point of the game, 20 seconds, not 20 seconds, 20 minutes, the death timers are going to be incredibly punishing. So with Baya already very scary with everything in the world with the Taunt, he's pretty tanky actually as well. He's going to be ready for the setups for sure. CEO has been poked out so much by Papa, by the way, but he's fine. Oh, apprehend.
Elder has been engaged. There's the stopwatch. Burnt very early here by Pego. He's got that GA. Oh, but low! Gonna get flashed on! Oh, the winds are not enough. It's not gonna be enough. He's gonna survive. But he can't jump in for the smite steal, and that's crucial now. Can they get the Elder? They've guaranteed it. Mounted over the side for one team here. And they're gonna look to try and win this fight as a result afterwards. Every zone you're being burned to try and guarantee some form of reset potential. But the cooldowns, they just don't come back quick enough. Oh, the flash forward apprehend, and one kid, he might just one shot. I mean, he's gonna take him out. It's too easy. Seraphine far too squishy. Especially with this build, built to try and burst you down. The Bruiser boys back in town, running you down, ignoring the turret, and guaranteeing what will be, and should be, a delayed ace.
It is an ace, and it could be the end of the game because the AD carry is there. What a prolonged fight, and now they end the game.
Certainly do. One team off to a flying start. They had troubles in game one, series one, but not up against SVP.